I'm going to read through Shakespeare's Sonnet 116. This is in preparation for your Edexcel IGCSE English Literature exam, paper 1. So I won't spend too much time on the title. A sonnet is a traditional poem, more often than not based on love. So you could argue it is almost in itself a symbol of traditional love or romantic love, which very much links to the content of this poem. So it's one stanza. I won't read the whole stanza all at once. I will read it in quatrain, so that's every 4 lines I'll stop and talk about what I've read out. Let me not to the marriage of true minds admit impediments. Love is not love which alters when it alteration finds, or bends with the remover to remove. So straight away we have an allusion to traditional or typical wedding vows at a Western wedding anyway. So I've written here something typical that you might say at a Western wedding. If either of you know any inward impediment why you should not be conjoined. This is basically the moment in a wedding where the priest or whoever, the minister, is asking, do you know a reason why you shouldn't marry? And Shakespeare is arguing, actually, if it's true love, that doesn't have to be even a question. If it's true love, there is no reason why you shouldn't be together. So that shouldn't even come up in true love. And I haven't really annotated this, but the fact that in the first line he uses the word true just helps highlight the focus of this poem, which is about real love. He also uses polyptoton. I've just noticed, actually, I've highlighted one word that shouldn't be on there, but alters and alteration and remover to remove come from the same root word. So obviously alter and remove. So you could argue the use of polyptoton emphasises the constancy. Both root words as well focus on change. And so obviously Shakespeare is trying to highlight that love doesn't change. It doesn't go away. It can't be manipulated if it is real love. Oh no, it is an ever-fixed mark that looks on tempests and is never shaken. It is the star to every wandering bark, whose worth's unknown, although his height be taken. So first of all, we have this metaphor here, an ever-fixed mark, which refers to a lighthouse. What does a lighthouse do? It gives guidance to ships at night. So it is this ever-fixed mark that provides guidance or direction to someone in their life. And obviously, if you are a lighthouse is exposed to all kinds of terrible weather, and despite these terrible weather conditions or tempests, it is never shaken. So like a lighthouse, whatever difficult situation arises, love is not shaken. It does not change. It doesn't become weak. It is strong and it remains. And then another metaphor is used. Love is likened to a star, which again provides guidance to a wandering ship. Bark is another word for ship. So again, just reiterating this idea that love provides direction to others. And like a star, you can measure the height, but you will never be able to measure its worth. And so love, its value is immeasurable, which emphasises just how valuable it is. Love's not time's fall, though rosy lips and cheeks within his bending sickle's compass come. Love alters not with his brief hours and weeks, but bears it out even to the edge of doom. So we have personification of love and time here, almost as if they are fighting or in a battle of some kind. And he's stating love is not at the mercy of time. It does not give in to time. It doesn't matter how much time has gone by. It withstands the pressure of time and it remains. And then Shakespeare mentions how physical beauty may go with time, though rosy lips and cheeks within his bending sickle's compass come. So physical beauty may go, but love doesn't. Love stays. Then Shakespeare uses contrast, so he highlights the shortness of life, brief hours and weeks. So the briefness of life is contrasted with the longevity of love, because love bears it out. It stays to the very edge of doom. Doom could be death. Edge almost sounds like it goes beyond death, and it remains. And then we finally have this final rhyming couplet. If this be error and upon me proved, I never writ, nor no man ever loved. So he's saying, if I'm wrong and I'm proven wrong, well then I have never written and I have never loved. Now there's two things that Shakespeare would be very certain of, and that is he has definitely written. That's what he's famous for. And according to this poem, he must be very certain that he has loved. So that really just highlights his certainty, that he's saying, if I can be proven wrong, then I've never written. So he takes something that is fact and does quite the opposite, to highlight how certain he is that true love stays. True love lasts forever. So let's look at the structure and form. It is a traditional sonnet, so it follows the rhyme scheme A, B, C, D, E, F, and then finally G, G, the rhyming couplet at the end. It is written in iambic pentameter. Please have a look at my other videos if you need to be reminded of what this is. And like a traditional English sonnet, it has 3 quatrains and a rhyming couplet. I would argue that all of this, following the traditional sonnet form so closely, highlights the constancy of true love. It wouldn't be enough just to talk about, for instance, it has 3 quatrains and a rhyming couplet. You need to also talk about the effect of that. So I would argue that the 3 quatrains focus on something different about love. So the first quatrain, I would argue, focuses on the constancy of love, the fact that it doesn't change and it never goes away. I would then say that the second quatrain focuses on how love provides guidance and is of great value. And then finally, the third stanza really focuses on the longevity of love, how it really outlives our lives and it lasts forever. And the final 2, the rhyming couplet at the end, is classed as a volta, which can be a number of things in different sonnets. For this one, it's really this final argument that Shakespeare presents, and his final argument is, there is no way I am wrong about this. I am so certain about love being this way that I am prepared to say I've never written or I've never loved if I'm proven wrong. That's how certain I am. Please don't forget, as I mentioned with the title, because it is in the form of a sonnet, I would say that this is a romantic view. Sonnets were typically used for kind of to present a romantic type of love. So it's definitely a romantic view of love as well. I haven't actually written down themes, but I think it's quite obvious that the theme is love. You could go along with the different focus or foci of each quatrain, the constancy of love, love as a form of guidance, love as something that lasts forever.